Hey, this is Josh with Modern Marketing. I'm going to be going over a project quote template that's a great way to really impress your customers and be able to stand out from your competitors. If this is something that you want to try for yourself, I've included a link, and that link will take you to a template in Canva, which you can then make a copy and make edits and make it your own if this is something that you wanted to try. And I'm also going to walk you through how to use Canva a little bit. If you're already familiar with Canva, then this will be super easy. If not, I'll show you some basics on how to edit and, things like that. And I'll also walk through each page kind of explaining what it is, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's a really effective way to stand out from competitors and also really impress your customers, especially if you have a larger job that you really want to get. Then you need to be creative sometimes with how you stand out against your competition. And this is a great way to do that. So this first page is just an opening first page. It has a project quote, prepared by, presented for. And if you wanted to make edits into this text, all you have to do is double click and you can start typing. And each of these images, you can also delete, swap out if you want to change anything. Like the logo, for example, you can delete it. All you have to do is drag a new image from your desktop or wherever and drop it onto the Canva platform, and it'll be ready to go. And you can resize it, do it however you need. As far as the background colors, all you have to do is click. Up here is a color, and you can choose the color that you want. Right here, I have essentially a title of what this proposal is for. So this person specifically wanted work in their front yard and their side yard, and they wanted a tiny home. This is actually something that I put together for somebody, so I just kind of left it and made it a little generic. But the first page is going to be a project overview. So if you want to throw in a picture of like a screenshot of the home right here as like a before, and you can do a before and after. All you have to do is take a screenshot on Google Maps, drag it in here, and you can drag it directly into this placeholder, and you won't have to resize it or anything else. It'll be ready to go. All you have to do is drag it in there, and that's it. So if you want to include their address, again, all you have to do is double click, start typing, or copy and paste. Right here is a general description of what the project is about. And you can actually even export a generic quote from your CRM or something, upload it to ChatGPT, ask it to generate a short paragraph for a project overview for a client, and it'll spit out a brief description about what the quote includes and what the project's for. Down here, again, all you have to do is double click to make any changes. This next page is about your company. So if you want to put together a short bio, either about the founders or about the company in general, that's really up to you. If you already have something, again, you can just copy and paste. Same thing with this image. If you have like a company photo or a picture of the founder, whatever you wanted to do, you just have to drag it in here, drag it directly on top of this placeholder, and it will format it automatically. This next part is for customer reviews. So again, double click to make edits. If you want to pull like your top 3 reviews that you like, you can copy and paste from Google or wherever. And this is pretty self-explanatory. And the purpose of all of this is to keep everything in one spot as much as possible, because otherwise the person is going to be going to your website, looking for reviews online. The more that you can have in one spot and present all at once, and not only that, but stand out from what other people are doing, which is they're probably just sending 1 or 2 page quotes that are line items. Maybe there's some images. Most people aren't going to do this. So it's a great way to stand out, bring everything into one spot so they're not having to go search for the information. This page is kind of going above and beyond. So there's a software called Pool Studio. You can create 3D models of homes. And with this project, she wanted a lot of work done. It was well over $100,000 job. So I went into Pool Studio. I designed the landscape, made a 3D model of their home so they can kind of visualize it. And this link actually takes you directly to the video that was put together right here. I have the screen cropped so you can't see all of it, and it just kind of, you can do all of this in Pool Studio. So it's mainly for pools, obviously, but it's great for landscaping, honestly, for anything. Even if you do roofing or, siding and you want to really present something nice to somebody, you can use this software. It works great and it helps them visualize exactly what they're getting. Yeah. This is another version. She was thinking about possibly getting a pool, so I did one with a pool as well. Then I include placeholders for plants. So if somebody's getting a lot of different plants, you can just take a screenshot or copy and paste from Google and drop them in here, just so they can see the plants or the flowers or the trees that they're getting in their project. I just feel like that's a great way to help them see what they're getting, instead of, dragging out this big book or, whatever you have and kind of walking them through each plant. You can just have it all in one spot. They don't have to go search on Google what each plant looks like or what it is. Again, trying to keep everything in one spot as much as possible. And then this was broken up into stages. And it was the front yard, side yard, backyard. So if you have quotes that are like that or jobs that are like that, broken up in stages, you can kind of use this and just double click to change, whatever portion of the yard is being worked on. But this page would be deleted. So I left this here just to kind of show you where to delete and drop in your quote from your CRM. So if you have like a line item or a generic quote in your CRM that has like the pricing and a breakdown of, the materials, labor, things like that, you can simply drag that into the PDF once you export it and swap it out. So you have a really easy way to export quotes from your system and throw them into this template that you can use over and over and over again. And that's pretty much it. The last page is a thank you page. And again, the purpose is to stand out from your competitors and create something that you can use over and over again. Some of these sections you have to make edits, but like the reviews, the about your company, the project overview is pretty minimal. You just have to drag an image, update the address, and get a description from ChatGPT. So even the edits that are needed or required really aren't that much. I mean, once you get familiar with Canva, if you're not familiar with it, you could do these in 5 to 10 minutes tops. So even though there are some edits that you'll have to make every time, or if you just want to dedicate this for larger jobs that are worth spending an extra 10 to 15 minutes to put together a nice presentation, then it's great for that. So just wanted to share this. If you're lost, you're confused, or you need help with anything, feel free to send me a message on Facebook. Again, this link is in the description. You can just click on it. It'll take you to the template, and then you can start making edits. You'll have to create an account in Canva, but it's pretty straightforward. And again, if you need to get in touch, my information is actually in here, or shoot me a message on Facebook if you get lost or confused or need help with anything. Thanks.